chronically shutting down, actually. My body was shutting down from the trauma of forced drugging, home raids, kidnapping, child removal and separation, homelessness, obesity, chronic illness, drug overdoses and brain injuries during labour, due to systemic negligence and errors. And then Margazetta came along and finally gave me a chance and hope for the future. She made me feel like there was hope for my family, which is my son and I in the future. She gave me a reason to go on. She wasn't just, at the beginning, she wasn't just helping me from a legal standpoint, she was helping me personally through being a listening ear, allowing me to express more than 2 years of debilitating trauma over the phone to her. And without Margazetta, I don't think I'd still be here, to be honest. So I owe you a lot. There haven't been that many people in the last 3 years who've really seriously, helped me to survive. So I'm beyond grateful for that, but I'm also expressing my thank yous, my sincere thank yous from the heart on behalf of my son, because Margazetta has reminded me how important it is for his rights to be respected and for him to be back with his mother, who loves him more than anything. And she's always stayed very child focused and has enabled me to really see things from his point of view. And Margazetta having a child herself understands what I've been through from the moment when there was the statutory intervention. She understands the stress, the chronic stress and the chronic heartache that you feel every day when your family's torn apart. It's devastating, it's tragic, and it makes you very angry and very sad all at the same time. And you're basically, no day is a good day. Every day is a bad day when you're in family court, and when you've had your family completely fragmented, especially when you've just had a baby for the first time, and we're coming out of several quite dysfunctional situations. Margazetta understands what it means to be on the floor begging to God to help you survive another day. And without that unique perspective, I don't know how I would have carried on doing this all on my own, because I didn't have an advocate and I didn't have a lawyer who was fighting for me, or who was even giving me 5 minutes to understand what I'd been through. And then Margazetta came along, and with her experience in investigations and in bodyguard work and safety work, and all the online courses she's done and the studying she's done, and the fact that she was in family court for 6 years herself and understands what it is truly to go through with your own child who comes from your own body. It's a lot of it's biological, and so for another woman to help me was incredibly vital. And it's such profound, deep emotions that you're dealing with that not many people want to go anywhere near, because it's a level of pain that, unless you're a mother yourself and unless you've been put in this situation yourself, you cannot possibly understand the pain that it causes. And it's very difficult to not only discuss, but also to find anyone who would even remotely be able to understand without immediately judging you. And Margazetta has been very non-judgmental and has understood that it's more about how we treat humanity. And she's very, very, especially recently, very focused on the evidence in the case. And I think when you've had accusations against you, of which have been unevidenced, completely unevidenced, and they've dismantled your entire life, it's someone like Margazetta that you need as a new young mother who's had a serious personal injury. You need someone who understands the loss of memory, where you forget what you were saying halfway through a sentence. You need someone who understands the depth and the gravity of what's happened to you and is there fighting alongside you to rebuild your life and rebuild your family. And she understands that there's nothing that will ever be able to fill in the gap that's been caused in my life, and the loss and the pain that's been caused to me. But she understands that the focus is on the future, and the focus is on your child, and their whole life is ahead of them. And Margaret understands that with a child herself, how important it is to stay grounded in what's important, which is making sure that your child is with you and living your life with you, because that's the natural order of things, and there's no evidence to suggest that that's not the natural order of things. So I can't thank Margaret enough. I don't know if that was succinct enough, but I just wanted to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for lifting me up out of a black hole of quicksand. And I was thinking only the top of my head was still showing, and I was trying to claw like this to survive, and then Margaret came along and showed me that there's hope for the future. And although I still have insomnia, and I still struggle with chronic stress, and chronic post-traumatic stress disorder, and although these emotions are big because what's happened to me was enormously invasive, I don't think anybody could deny that it was invasive and an infringement of my rights. And every day is a struggle for me. Every single day is a struggle for me. And it wasn't before. When it started at the time in my life where everything had come together, and where I felt like I was finally happy, and then it was all taken away from me. So I just can't thank Margaret enough for her help, and hopefully we will find a solution, and we will be able to find justice for my child and my family, and then I'll be forever in your debt at that point. So I hope that's a good enough reference that sincerely puts across very late at night with the rain pouring outside my flat, having been on my own, barely speaking to anyone every day, because that's the reality of maternal child separation. There is no life until your child is back with you. There is no life, not when you're a first time young mother. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you. So I hope that there'll be a light at the end of the tunnel for us both.